Okay folks, I know you've heard of cocoa. Everyone has. But have you heard of the way to make a good cocoa? Bet you haven't. This is a homemade recipe from my dad. He's very good at making midnight snacks, so I'll get all the ingredients. Okay, all the ingredients. First, you're gonna want butter. I know it sounds weird, but you do want butter. Second, peanut butter. I think you've all put some peanut butter in your cocoa. Honey. Maybe some people have done that, but you can leave it in the comments of who uses all the ingredients. So honey, vanilla extract. See if there's a QR code. No, I can't scan anything. Sorry. So here is some coffee. I know it sounds weird. Coffee in something literally called cocoa, but coffee. And of course, cocoa. You can get any cocoa, any peanut butter, any honey, any coffee, any butter. But don't use those other ones, like they're kind of soggy, you know those things. Okay, now I'm going to teach you how much you need. You're going to want a pot, and obviously for the cocoa, want a decent sized mug. See this size? And then what you want to do is you take your milk and then you pour the milk into the cup. Until it's about, oh, that might have been a bit much, that far from the top. Okay. Now, you're going to take the cup of milk and pour it in to the pot. Then, the pot goes onto the stove. Oh, get you. And then, just put it on the stove for, oh, well, I'll get to that later. Okay, then you put it on your stove, then you go. You can set it at whatever temperature you want. Depends how many people are having. If there's one person, you can go at a low heat, and if there's more people, you can go at the highest. So then, when it starts to boil and it starts to bubble, starts to rise up, like that, then you're gonna switch it off. So I'll get back to you whenever it's done. Sorry for that little bit, I kind of forgot where the pause button was. Okay, you can see when there's a layer on top of the milk, and when it does that, you know you're close for it to boil over. I'll try and get a shot of it. Maybe you can kind of see it right there. So when it starts to look like that, then you're going to be on the lookout, because it can boil over at any point. You see the bubbles over there? There? Yeah, that's when you know you're close. Okay, I'll show you when it's boiled over. Okay, it's starting to boil over. If you can hear it, there. I'll see if I can capture it. Might just take a while. You can see all those bubbles. When it starts to rise, then you must switch it off. Come on. You see? It's rising. There we go. Then about right there, you want to switch off. Trust me, you don't want to let it boil over. It sucks. So yeah, that's what you want to look out for when that starts to boil over. Okay. There we go. And let me just get the pot. And now, it's the mixing time. Okay. So, butter. Oh, not a lot of butter. But for one person, I would say about, that's good, a full teaspoon, like a mountain teaspoon. Then you pop it in and you just stir. Then, I don't use a different spoon for every different thing. I'm not that clean. Besides, if it's just for one person, it'll boil off. You don't want a lot of peanut butter because it has a very strong nut taste. So about half a full teaspoon. This definitely takes a longer time to dissolve off of your spoon, so you want to go for about 10 seconds. It wasn't exactly 10 seconds, but get the point. So then, now it is the honey. Now this thing can make it really sweet. So just a tiny bit, say a flat spoon or even just a half, like that much. Then you pop this in, and this takes a longer time to dissolve. But not off your spoon. That's a peanut butter. Okay. Then, after that, you want something strong. Obviously, the vanilla. Say for one person, 1.5. Then you can stir that in, and you can see it started to really change the color of the cocoa. Oh, okay. So trust me, you want all of these ingredients to make a good cocoa. But you can test how much you want, and so you just stick it in. So it's like that. Just stick it in, and all of the moisture will gather up from the spoon. So that, change the color of the cocoa again. Already having some bubbles. And now the cocoa. The cocoa is quite a difficult part. So I'll say just a spoon like, come on, that. I need to clean that up. Here's some serious. And whenever you're making cocoa, don't try and like eat some cocoa, because I've tried that and I almost choked. Because it's so fine, the powder, you can really choke. So don't try that. Then, if you have a stick blender, you can do this. Because cocoa is too fine to blend with a spoon or mix with a spoon. So obviously, you're gonna want a stick blender. So, yeah. Man, it's freaking hard. Comment down down below what I must do next, because making videos is quite fun. Wow. And you can see all those bubbles starting. So yeah, this is a very good mix, I think. I've been doing this for a while, but then I just forgot. I suggest it in the evening because it's very, very good to sleep. It actually works. And sorry if I suck at making videos. It's like my first time, so I'll be back. And if you are having cocoa with other people, I suggest pouring for yourself first, because then you get the most bubbles. Whoop. I might have did a bit too much. I can make it, I can make it, I can make it. Yes, that's perfect. That right there, some good cocoa. And I advise not to get peanut butter with bits of nuts in it, because if you are drinking and a piece of nut goes down your throat, it hurts. You first. Man, that's very good. So, if ever you want to be the best friend, the best adult at the party, bring out this mix. Trust me, you'll be knocking them dead.